or some such." He coughed and hawked a large wad of phlegm onto the gravel in front of him. I took an involuntary half-step backwards before stopping myself. "And you saw the plane crash, Mr. Bristow?" The old man nodded. "Was anyone else there who saw it too?" "No, just me. Da was doing the milking. And Ma was making breakfast, I reckon, 'cause that's what they allus did then." He inspected the gob of spittle between his boots and rubbed it into the ground with his toe. "They ne'er believed me, you know, Ma and Da. I got a belting every time I tried to tell 'em. Got told to stop making up stories." Now his faded blue eyes searched my face. "But you believe me, don't you, Dr. Dawson?" "I want to believe you, Mr. Bristow," I said. "It's just that we need a bit more corroborating evidence of a crash site before we can get authority to start digging." I put a hand up to quell his protestations. "But if, as you say, you saw the plane come down in 1941 and sink into the marsh, then I'm happy to do some investigation work first and see if there was ever a recorded crash near here." He nodded. "I do say. It were my 10th birthday, see? Not likely to forget that, am I?" My pulse jumped. "Well, that makes it a day to remember," I said. "What date is your birthday?" 17th February. "That's a huge help, Mr. Bristow. Hopefully we can find out where the plane came from and who the pilot was." I gazed out across the flat Kent marshes, shading my eyes from the sun's reflection on the river. The fresh breeze made each wavelet glitter, and my eyes water. I hugged my jacket closer, tucking hands into the deep side pockets, wondering vaguely if the wind ever dropped. This was a sparse and lonely place, and it seemed a crying shame that a new road might carve it up, if the planners had their way. I turned back to Mr. Bristow. "I believe there was a gun battery near here during the war." He pointed at a squat, square block of concrete on the edge of the marsh, which appeared to be slowly sinking into the mud. He seemed immune to the cold, a flannel shirt with sleeves rolled up to his elbows, and an old waistcoat all that protected him from the elements. "Aye, there were 2 of 'em back then, one on each side of the river mouth." He turned back and looked at me. "They was firing at the Spitfire. That's why it crashed." My attention sharpened. "Mr. Bristow, that's an extraordinary accusation to make after all this time. You were 10, you said. How could you possibly know what they were firing at? It's surely more likely they were firing at an enemy plane chasing your phantom Spitfire, don't you think?" He shrugged, and a mulish expression crossed his face. "I know what I saw," he repeated. "There were only one plane and it were shot down by our own side. You'll see, if you ever make the effort to look for it." He spat again, tipped his flat cap and stomped away, leaving me staring out at the place where the river joined the sea, my mind a hive of possibilities and questions. Was the Spitfire running from a German? A lone wolf on the hunt for a plane limping home from a mission, perhaps? And if so, what happened to the enemy plane? Did it get shot down by the coastal gunners? And the Spitfire pilot? Had he got out over the water before the plane crashed? If so, did he survive? Was he able to get ashore unaided, or did a local fishing boat come to his rescue? Before meeting with Terry Bristow, I had taken a cursory look at crash site records in my role as an archaeologist. They had yielded numerous reports of planes coming down in the area and just off the coast. Unsurprising, considering Romney Marsh was under one of the direct flight paths to airfields in the south of England. There was still a huge amount of work to be done to discover where all those planes were, and to record the remains of aircrew that had gone down with them. I turned and followed Mr. Bristow back along the track to the road, wanting to believe his story. His youthfulness at the time didn't put me off. I could imagine how much of a thrill it was for a small boy to see the icon.